An emboldened president, fresh from being exonerated in his Senate trial, appeared to snub the outstretched hand of Mrs. Pelosi, who in turn ripped up a copy of his speech. Let's take a look. These are the most powerful politicians on the planet. You know, I'm not shaking your hand. Fuck you, fatty. Psst. Right, I'm going to give the Medal of Freedom to a bigoted radio host. Not because he deserves it, but because it will really piss off snowflake liberals. The Medal of Freedom to Rush Limbaugh. That's like giving a knighthood to Jimmy Savile. Or something even more ridiculous, like a peerage to Nicky Morgan. Using his State of the Union to troll liberals. It's classic Trump. Smug doesn't even cover it. I mean, at the best of times, he's got a face you want to throw a cup of hot sick over, but my God. What I don't get about this whole thing is if this impeachment was all a hoax and no one did anything wrong, why wouldn't you want to hear from witnesses who would exonerate the president beyond any doubt? You know, witnesses who have worked closely with the president and seen up close how he runs the country. Why wouldn't you want them to talk honestly under oath? Dodgy as fuck. You know, first, there was definitely no quid pro quo. Then it may have been a quid pro quo, but nothing to do with getting Trump re-elected. And then, their final defense, it was a quid pro quo, it was to help Donald Trump get re-elected, but if President Trump getting re-elected is in America's best interests, then illegally getting someone to interfere in that election isn't technically illegal because it's in the national interest. Essentially, their defense was, yeah, he did it. So what? It's quite a legal precedent, really. You know, if from now on, all you have to do to be acquitted is to simply admit you did it. Not. Hello, Fred West. Yeah, just some routine questions. They're under the patio. Fucking shitloads of them. Oh, okay. Thank you for your time. Carry on. You know, the reason they didn't want a proper trial is when anyone who has had any dealings with the Trump administration has been anywhere near the law courts, they've gone to prison for massive federal crimes. Roger Stone, Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, Michael Flynn, George Papadopoulos. You know, you work for Trump, you either end up in prison or you come out the other side going, he's a fucking nut job. To anyone who can see it, Trump is quite clearly a liar as well as a clueless, morally bankrupt fuckwit. But to anyone who can't see it, there is seemingly nothing he can do that will change their mind. Nothing. You have evangelical Christians spouting family values but falling over themselves to support a man who lied about paying off a porn star. In fact, the person who paid off the porn star on his behalf is now in prison. They're all in fucking prison. And the only reason Trump isn't in prison right now is because he's the president of the United States. It's almost as if Republican senators were scared that if they let people like John Bolton testify, then they might have no choice but to convict the president. And they just really don't want to do that, you know, because, you know, a lot of them are up for re-election this year. What a difference 4 years makes. You know, last election they were fucking queuing up to call him a misogynist and a racist and unfit for office. But now, you know, you want to keep your seat, you keep quiet, you suck his cock, you keep your head down, so to speak. But, you know, say anything bad about the president, he will ruin you. Usually by giving you a smart and witty nickname on Twitter like Lying Mike or Sleepy Bob. It's what he does best, trolling people. His entire presidency is one big troll. And he looks like a troll. A fat, yellow, tiny-cocked troll in a suit. Yes, thank you. So with the president officially exonerated, where does this leave the Democrats? Well, I spoke earlier to a...